I've said on this podcast before, I don't know why you people was enjoying R. Kelly's music still. I'm putting money in his pocket.
Putting big money in his pocket because R. Kelly makes bangers. Let's be real. I don't understand how he did it. I don't know what he did. But after that sex thing, Chocolate Factory had bangers. Ignition remix was a banger. And people just couldn't deny it. It's like you wanted to deny it. You know when they tried to deny Jesus? It was either to deny Jesus than it was to deny Chocolate Factory at the time, bro. It was easier, bro. Man was dashing Jesus under the bus. Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects. Welcome to episode number 30 of the Eloquently Saying Nothing podcast. I am Stavros Boss, and in the room with me we have
Mr. Wolf.
And we have
Simple Simon, yeah.
And we have
Valhalla. Well, I'm going for the amphibians, man.
Amphibians?
What are you on about?
Like, they never get a shout out in the beginning. Cats and dogs, small rodents and other small insects. What about the fish and them, man?
I leave that for you. People with gills can be up their own partners, innit?
Well, I have gills now.
Yeah.
Gills, you know.
Are you trying to talk about my skin conditions?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we'll do that.
That's cold-blooded.
Unity.
Yeah. It's cold-blooded like giving somebody herpes. So let's talk about Usher.
Oh,
mate.
You go straight in there, mate.
Listen, man.
God dear.
Let's not run over going to 2-hour territory. Let's get straight into the thing.
That's what he did. He didn't bother to wrap up. Just smacked it up, boy.
All right. You can have something and pass it on to somebody, and that's life. Yeah? You should wrap up. Maybe you did wrap up, and it just didn't work.
It might have come from the mouth.
Herpes is evil, you know. You know that everyone's got it, right?
Yeah, it's dormant in everyone.
Okay.
And then like something triggers it, and then once it triggers, you can get onto this kind of, again, once it's triggered, it's not always
active again.
It's not always active, and it's not always what's the word when you can catch something? It's not always contagious. Yeah, like once it flips out, you got to start managing your herpes. Mad.
Can we
How do you manage your herpes?
You got no, seriously.
I need to manage my herpes.
You got no, on a real level. You got to manage it. You got to look for when it's flaring up. When it's not flaring up, you got to look for the triggers, because sometimes your diet can trigger
PHM.
Any trace songs.
Which one's PHM?
Proper herpes management.
Fuck my life, bro. It's not, herpes is a serious thing, you know.
They're all serious things, man.
Trust me. Yeah, it's a lot, man.
Have any of you man had crabs?
No, which one is that one again?
That's the fuck you do.
Ain't that from the 80s?
Crabs is the one where they got the little actual crabs that crawl around your
you
pubic
have
hairs.
to, you have to tweeze them off or something.
I thought that died in the 80s.
No, you can't. There must be like a wash for it though.
Yeah, I think you can wash it.
So hold on, let me see. So this crab louse, isn't it?
It's lice. Yeah, it's like it's the actual crab, little like crab things.
I think so.
But is it what the pubic equivalent of
Yeah, yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
We're just straight talking about STDs up in this place, boy. Fuck it, hell. But
that's a good question. Do crabs constitute STD?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Or STI, maybe.
Yeah, sexually transmitted disease.
Infection.
Is it an infection? It's like little creatures. That's not what you call an infection, is it?
We can check. You keep talking.
But what Simple Simon's saying about herpes is right.
Just know that Rob can fix all of these things. Nigerian Rob.
Listen, if you put Abenaki bum on crabs, I'll guarantee you'll see them just move to the side.
They'll just burn the
They'll all just move to the side.
And it's an STD. And
the guy's grabbing the hair. Fucking bastard. Look at it.
Yeah, pubic louse.
Horrible, man.
So yeah, it's the same as the hair thing.
What would you do if you ever had lice, bruv?
Apparently, if you look close enough, you can see the things.
Yeah, if you use like a magnifying glass.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, how's that considered an STD and then head lice isn't?
How do you even get lice a crab into your body system
because
in the first place?
It's not transmitted sexually.
Did it come from like eating?
Neither is crab louse, really.
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers just jump from one pubic area to the other.
If you have it,
yeah,
and you're banging someone,
yeah, it jumps across.
Then But when did it happen?
But I'm saying is
when did it happen?
I'm saying to you, if you don't penetrate the person and you just rubbed your hair together, it will still jump across.
But that's a sexual act, though, isn't it?
What, rubbing your pubic hair against somebody else's pubic hair?
Go rub your pubic hair against somebody else.
Yeah.
Go ask somebody to go rub
What's
your
sexual about that?
I want to go rub my pubic hair against
Like,
yours.
excuse me, one moment. Let me just
You know someone has a fetish, that wants to rub pubic hairs together.
Yes.
There's men that bang
Somewhere
armpits.
in this world,
There's
not
men that
someone
bang armpits.
in this room.
Huh?
There's men that bang armpits.
Bang armpits.
Yeah.
Hold on, what did you say in this room?
I said you said somewhere someone's got that kind of fetish.
In the world. He said somewhere in the world.
Okay.
And you said not in this room.
Not in this room.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I thought you was on Netflix, bro.
Nah, bro.
Anyways.
This topic is disgusting, bro.
No, it's real life. It's real life.
Yeah,
It's
but
real life.
It's just the idea of talking about it. But what I do want to talk about is the actual issue with Usher. What happened? Someone tell the story, please. Come on.
What do you mean what happened? He banged his bridesmaid. His
Right.
wife's bridesmaid.
Okay, tell the
and
people.
gave them herpes.
Oh,
What
is
else
she
do you
married?
need to know?
Is he married?
Well, I'm saying that
it was the
everybody knows,
bridesmaid he
bro.
banged, bruv.
It was a bridesmaid at a wedding. Was it his wedding?
I don't know if it was at his. Maybe it was at his wedding actually. It might have been.
people
But it's
don't
definitely
even
his wife's bridesmaid that he banged.
But okay, the point is,
His wife's
infidelity.
bridesmaid.
Yeah,
Flipping heck. It wasn't just a bridesmaid, it was his wife's.
it
man.
was his wife's bridesmaid. Their brethren. Blah blah blah.
I didn't even know he was married.
Go home with Trigger.
What-
Married, man.
The point is,
Oh, he's not married
He's
anymore.
banged his wife's friend.
Yeah, it happens, man.
No, it's not that. I think, for me, like, if you've got something like herpes, you have to declare that to your partner, whoever your
Of
strong
course,
partner is,
of
yeah.
course.
And if they then decide to, because it's like an obstacle course of relations.
What,
Do you know?
is it the crystal maze of vagina?
Well,
Yes, exactly.
that's what it basically is. Because there's a time when you can, there's a time when you can't, and your partner has to be like flexible with all of that. Yeah. So if your partner then agrees that they're gonna do this, and then you go and sleep with somebody else,
you are taking the piss.
You're taking the full. Don't get me wrong. Sleeping
Listen, the wife is very happy that the person's got the friend's got herpes.
Because I don't think the wife's got the herpes. You know.
I would hope not.
So
Wow.
Usher,
But can I get to the point?
Sorry,
but
get to the
this is
point.
what I'm saying is
No,
that
let me get to the point. Let me get
No,
to the point.
go and say what you want to say.
nah, I'm just trying to understand. Usher banged his
What's so hard for you to understand?
Listen,
bro?
no. See, now you know what is happening,
I
but
don't.
the listeners probably don't, and you haven't told the story properly.
I have told the story
No,
properly.
you just said that he banged his bridesmaid.
That's their story.
No, it's not the end of the story.
Well, if you let Stab say what he wanted to say, then you get to the
Was
end.
you telling the story or was you telling the story?
You asked me what happened, and I told you what happened. He banged the bridesmaid and gave her herpes.
Handbags at noon.
Okay, go
Trust
on.
me.
Then
Okay. The point I'm trying to get to, because passing off the STD is what it is. Cheating, it is what it is. Are you going to pay somebody $1.1 million?
okay.
This is what I'm saying. What would you do in that situation? Because I ain't giving you nothing but the disease.
But
Man's giving the disease and write receipts.
but why has
On the
he?
30th.
So Usher has given this woman $1.1 million
Herpes.
for what reason?
You
I don't
can
even know.
You can return this receipt, these herpes, and get HIV if need be.
Now that's a weird one. I don't.
Why is
I
it
don't-
weird?
Yeah, he's given her an infection, or
But
yeah,
he knew
STD.
he knew he had the STT before he.
So it's a settlement.
Yeah, basically.
Right,
So because
okay.
she's basically sued him because of all of this. Because
Okay.
basically she's saying her life is destroyed now because she's got this disease.
But it's not destroyed.
And
It's
for
not
her it
destroyed,
is.
but you have. But she
You
now
just
has.
need PH
Yeah.
M.
Yeah, but like, again, it's just an additional thing. Like,
Like, what do you mean? It
It's
can
a
destroy
problem.
somebody's life, man.
It's just-
Proper herpes management.
fuck
Yeah.
me alive.
You're acting like it's nothing.
Yeah, you're not
It's
nothing,
not.
man.
It's not easy, man.
Kind of
It's
like
not
it's
easy.
some cold that she's got, bruv.
It's not
cold,
easy.
mate.
It's not like it's the difference between genital herpes and like cold sores. Like there's a difference.
Yeah, there's
Which is another version
herpes
of
B and herpes.
yeah,
C
which is
or
another
some
version of
shit like
herpes.
that.
It's the different. The genital one is a deep thing, man.
And you have it for life.
It can make you think, Bob. Sterile as well can stop you from having picking.
Okay, you look can carry on then.
Yeah,
And
that's alright, man.
you pay the money because I ain't paying.
No
the
one's
money.
saying that we should
I'm
pay
not-
the money.
Well, then
but-
that's the
but-
that's the end of it then.
No. But
I'll
what
pay,
we're
man.
saying is that the infection is deep. And,
Okay.
and
But it's deep, so you should
Look,
pay the money.
listen,
then.
But he might go to jail for it.
You know me, yeah.
Yeah, because you can go to jail for other.
that could be
for
deemed
no,
as sexual assault.
yeah, for like if you got HIV and you sleep with somebody, and then you know you got HIV, then you can go to jail for that.
But that's like a death sentence.
So what? This is a sexually transmitted disease. You know you got it.
You don't die from this.
And you don't die from AIDS now.
You can stop you from having children.
You don't die from it.
Yeah,
But if you're not be able
This
to create
guy's going
life,
Yeah, but you don't die from HIV either. You die when you get AIDS.
Yeah, but it leads down that path.
And if you manage HIV properly,
you can live for a long time.
You can live for life.
As you can see, what's his name has been
Magic
doing?
Johnson.
Magic Johnson cleanse that AIDS from his skin or his HIV.
It's a serious thing. I think this herpes thing is serious.
No, it's big. It's big. It is big.
I think Stav is playing it down a little bit.
It is big. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I'm not the one. You know, there's all these cases where people get to sue and then they get all this stupid money and all that. I'm normally on the fence and I'm normally against some of the things that they sue for. But on this one,
give the man the money, man. We've won the money.
Yeah, I don't even think I can.
But she's opened up a can of worms, though.
Oh yeah.
The reason why she's opened up this can of worms now is if she has herself then went to go and bang a next man without telling him that she's got herpes, she's now lining herself up to be open to be sued as well.
She could be that stupid, but maybe her legal team has been wise enough to do a little bit of investigation work.
Next kind of worms that she's opened up now, she's fucked up Tyrone's in the neighborhood that ain't got the 1.1 million or whatever, like out here spreading all kinds of shit. Yeah, well, you know what I'm saying?
That man could just say it wasn't me, boy. Okay. Shaggy the thing, boy. It wasn't me.
What is heavy petting?
Heavy petting is like kissing. Heavy petting is what man will call rubs up, innit? You rubs her up. You kissing and rubs her up. So you might grab her breast out too, but you don't take off the bra.
All right, here's the TMZ report.
Fingering?
Finger is more than heavy petting.
That's more than heavy
That's
petting.
insertion, innit? Yeah. So this is more like kissing around the neck, the mouth area.
Inserted. I know you said insertion. It just sounded like insertion.
Right, so it's more of the kissing, kissing around the mouth, neck area, maybe kiss the chest, and then grab the breast.
Hey, Wahala sounds like he's done this plenty of times. It sounds like he's one of his...
It's like a story that he's
heavy petting
or something.
It's like one of his
heavy
pastimes.
petting is gangster, bro.
It's a feel up.
It's like a feel up, in a way. It's like a feel up.
All right, so let's go. Usher had sex with a woman earlier this year who had no idea he was exposing her to herpes. All right, according to a new lawsuit.
So it's this year, 2017.
Yeah, 2017 April.
Okay, it's a long time after he was married.
Yeah, she says there was some heavy petting, some kissing, and she performed oral, and then they had intercourse, which he wore a condom with. However, she said they had sex again 12 days later, and they did not use a condom.
Okay.
She had the herpes in her mouth. How come she didn't get busted
so
out?
she's got herpes simplex 2.
There you go.
So which I don't know which one that is, but hopefully it's not the worst one. But I'm gonna assume it is. But anyways,
so he was married at the time.
So
no, he was. I don't think he's still married now.
Okay.
Man, what did you just sing it there?
Fire, in them wire.
Trust me.
He took it to Calypso.
In this new suit, the woman does not say she's infected. She is concerned because she was exposed.
Okay, this is another one now. This is not the same one, bro.
She wouldn't have had sex with Usher if he disclosed he has.
Are you sure this is the same one?
Sure.
This is a different one.
Yeah, because the other one, he's already paid the 1.1.
Yeah, this is the next woman that's saying that she wants 10 million.
Okay, yeah, she's suing for negligence, battery, and emotional distress.
I'll be pissed.
And is seeking at least 10 million.
I'll be pissed. Imagine the one that actually got it is only getting 1.1, and this one that almost got it is getting 10 million.
That's what that settling out of court is about.
Bruv, it's open season, cuz. That's what I'm saying. It's open season. The other one got settled out of court, yeah? The 1.1 million.
He can't be got. He can after he went to go and expose because he's got all his medical records where he said, "Yeah, I've got the herpes." So he knew he's got the herpes. He needs to put his dick down, man.
Listen, all right.
Letting it burn.
Should you be able to sue for this then? You should be able to sue.
I think so. Yeah.
I think you should be able to have a criminal act at least.
Let it burn.
Yeah. I'm with Wahala there. 100%.
So it's criminal to have the sex with someone without informing them first that you have an STI.
If you know that you've got gunshots and you're gonna go have some sex with somebody and they don't know that you've got gunshots, you have to let them know. You can't be out here with the Panzer X firing up the place and then not let somebody know.
Especially the second time he had it without a condom.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what this teeters on. You know the chat from the transgender people that say that they shouldn't tell somebody that they used to be another sex
principle,
before they sleep with them. Yeah. This is kind of like on that level.
In principle. Yeah.
Even though you can't really get a disease, obviously, from sleeping with a transgender.
I think that's different.
But it is something that you would expect somebody to tell you.
Declaration. Yeah, but I can kind of see why people would say sue for the STI.
No, I'm not saying you should sue for the other one. I'm just saying it's something that
I would sue.
Why not?
For emotional distress.
Yeah. No, but you could actually get away with the emotional distress.
Yeah, you get emotional distress. Now
Have you seen the crying game?
From this point onwards, I don't know who's a female, who's not a female. I can't go around grabbing people by the crotch. My name's not Donald Trump.
No more fire touching.
You know, yeah, I'm saying no
People
more. People
are suing because of deception now.
I don't know if they've sued because
Imagine
if they were
deception,
suing.
innit?
Imagine the bare people that would get sued by deception. Do you think you could sue a man for marrying you for your passport only? Do you reckon you should be able to sue for that?
That's a good one.
For what?
That man put in work though. The man that married for passport.
No, they bang like truly, innit? They bang with
That man
intention.
go to the sunken place on purpose.
Listen, do any of you watch that program? The one where they import wives and husbands from overseas.
Well, 30-day wedding.
Something like that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So did you see that dude that came from somewhere in the Middle East, I think it was, and he came to Hicktown, America, to hitch up with one woman that looked like Peter Griffin.
Oh my god! Is he the one that told her that her pom pom was stinking?
No, I don't know what he said. I haven't watched the thing. Just from the side of my eye as the missus is watching it, but I think he refused to have sex with a woman.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, same guy. So he said that her pom pom was stinking. He said that. Yeah, he said that she never.
He just kept making excuses.
She never pleased the pom pom, and he looked gay though as well, which didn't help.
How can we fuck? You don't wash? How can?
Yeah, but then he broke out. Yeah, went to another state.
You bloody bastard!
And then she said, "I want to annul the marriage and get you sent back home." Then all of a sudden he came back. I want to be friends.
Now he was dubbing her though. He was fully dubbing her.
Can you imagine?
He was fully dubbing her. But in the end, well, he was saying blatantly like your vagina was stinking. And you're disgusting.
I can't blame him. You can't be with somebody their pum pum smells like.
Who told you to?
You went to go and marry her.
You can't be with someone if their pum pum smells like disappointment and unfulfilled dreams. No.
He wanted the green card.
If you listen, let me tell you something.
He ran out, left her, didn't answer no calls, no nothing. Blanked her.
Let me tell you
until she sent the lawyers to
annoy him
and say, okay, I want an annulment, and once the annulment comes true, you have to get back.
If he was
then straight man came and contacted her.
Yeah, if he was real immigrant, he would have domestos that pum pum straight and went in there because he has to. Sometimes you got to do it for your life. And
listen,
you know what I mean?
How bad of
minimum wage
a woman?
That NHS.
How bad would you feel as a woman if you were willing to import a man? Yeah, pay his costs. I'm just making up my own scenario. Pay his costs
by paper.
Yeah, you know that the man wants a green card. He gets the green card because the other week we were saying, could you be with a woman if she just wanted you for money? And he said, listen, as long as she's giving me the thing and you're happy about it, cool. So, but this woman has imported the man, paid for his thing, married him, and the man is actually refusing to have sex with you.
There was the next one on there as well, where one guy went to get one Russian girl, and this girl was just taking a piss out of his life, man. She was taking a piss. Like, he went to go and do. Every time he went to go to work, she would be ringing it down his phone, and she used to have his password for his Find My iPhone. I think I might have spoken this before. She had his password for his Find My iPhone. So whenever he didn't answer the phone, she would do that Find My iPhone thing, and it just makes the phone bleep, bleep, bleep. She kept doing it to the point where he was just going mad.
So you're really watching this program?
Me and the missus watched this, man. 30-day wedding or whatever it was. It was peak. Then this one was just bad. She was just horrible to this guy, but I think she was still giving him the thing. At least he was getting the thing.
He was getting the thing, but she wasn't even all that horrible. And then when he said he had no money, because apparently he was telling her that he was balling, innit?
He was balling, and then she kept on making him available.
No. He went and said, "I'm in debt." They had a meeting. I think it was last week or something.
Oh,
and then
you're watching some new shit.
You must be watching season 1. They're on season 2 now.
No, but they have different people every season, I think.
No. It's the same people, yeah. You two just sit there and listen to this. I know you're there talking. This is what happens when you have wives that watch these kind of programs.
Yeah.
Because I am definitely not claiming this one. Definitely. But anyways.
You know it will.
Well, this one was there,
Sky
but...
Plus, bruv.
So basically, he sat her down and said, listen, I'm broke. I'm in debt. And she said, how much debt are you in? And apparently he said, like, maybe 7 to 10 grand. And then she's like, well, you lied to me, and like, I don't want to be together with you anymore.
Does he drive an Audi R8?
I don't know.
Is he fat?
Yeah, he's chubby-ish.
Yeah, same guy then. And she had lips that look like a parachute.
Yeah.
Like someone slapped her.
Yeah.
Very hard. Twice. Pimp slap with rings. So yeah, and then apparently he went and they had a meeting with the accountant or something. And this bit, I haven't even seen this one. I actually heard this bit on another podcast. And then he said that he's lacking about 90 grand there or 100 grand there or whatever. And she's like, what? And I think she just wants to leave him now.
She wanted to leave him from a long time ago when you didn't want to buy her something like before, man.
I told you, I come from money. I don't like
she
it.
blatantly said she was a bit honest, like, I came because you said you were going to look after me. and now you're not looking after me the
I
way that you
come
said
from
you
the
was.
mother Russia.
She didn't want him to go to. She didn't want him to do nothing but stay in the house.
The Colombian one was hot, anyways. I'll say that though.
Which Colombian one?
There's a Colombian one.
There was a one. Was she about that money?
There
too,
was
though?
a guy that was. There was a guy and another girl.
She seemed genuine.
There was a guy and another girl, Dominican Republic guy, and a black girl, and they got married. Well, they were both black, but he came from Dominican Republic, and she was American.
Oh, okay.
Right, and they got married, and her dad and mum was rags. They said they are not coming to the wedding unless this guy signs a prenup. Rags.
Yeah. I think I saw that one.
You see, everybody's wife is making them watch this.
I think I seen that one.
Yeah, rags.
I think I
So
seen
he was
that
like,
one.
what do you mean? What
But it
do
was
you mean?
old,
I love
though.
your daughter. I love your daughter. That's what he kept telling her. I love your daughter. What do you want me to do?
Okay, then here's a question: if you had a rich woman,
go
on. And her parents said, "Listen, we want you to sign a prenup," would you sign a prenup?
If I
You love this woman. You love this woman.
Oh,
So
she want me to sign the prenup.
She's just doing what her parents say. So
If she wants me to sign it, I'll sign it. If the parents want me to sign, I'm not signing.
Okay, she
Out
goes.
sheer spite.
She says, "Listen, my parents are not coming to the wedding. They're not co-signing our relationship. They don't really have a serious problem with you. They just have this thing in the back of their mind. They worked so hard to build up all this money, and they've bestowed a lot on me. And they're saying, listen, it's not you personally, but we always said when you meet a man, if he's not financially on your level, we want you to have a prenup. And you're not financially on her level. She's far and above you." So they've even given a good reason. And they said, if you don't, then we're not coming to this wedding. We can't co-sign it because we just don't know what this guy's on. Because any decent man would just sign it.
Boy, that made the wedding a lot cheaper though still.
So would you marry this woman? So Wahala, you're saying yeah?
I'll marry her, man. I don't. As long as she wants me to sign the prenup, I'll sign the prenup. I don't care about the money, but it's more of the principle.
It's the principle.
But yeah, it's the principle thing. But I don't care about. I don't have any care for your money, man. So if it's the case where you want me to sign the prenup, that's fine. Listen, but it works both ways.
None of
don't
us
come
care
for
about
my money.
None of us care about the money. Clearly,
don't come for my money, fam.
Yeah. None of us care about the money. But we're not them kind of guys. Only one of us is from South London. But there are principles that are involved in this, and that's what it comes down to. So, Simple Simon, would the principalities bother you?
It would bother me. The principle would bother me. I'll still probably sign it, but it would bother me. It would make me look down on
the parents or
on the parents. Yeah, it would,
I want something back in return though.
I can say it's a prenup, isn't it? It's a contract, so you can write whatever you want.
I want the child.
See there? That's yeah.
You can have the money, but I want the child.
Yeah, yes.
So
I like it.
What's what we saying there?
Yes,
I actually like that.
I like it.
Give me the child.
You smart.
The children.
The children. I might just take one.
You smart.
Ooh. I might not be able to afford to. You don't know. You might have more money for me there.
I like it.
Mr. Wolf.
Season 1, we spoke about this. I can't remember which episode it is, but it was a season where it was an episode. It was about prenups. Prenup.
We'll talk about it again now.
No, I'm just saying for the people to go back and have a listen one time. Anyway, I'm on the fence on this one. I really am. I'm not about. I don't like the idea of signing this prenup at all.
Why not?
I don't know, man. My woman should be backing her man 100%. That's what I think. And I'm not marrying the parents. I'm marrying a woman. Although when you are marrying, you're marrying into a family, and there is a Nigerian or Yoruba proverb that says, "Listen, if the family is good, you've got a chance. If the woman is not good and the family is good, you've got a chance." But here it seems like the opposite. The family don't seem quite, they don't seem quite.
Spin this. This is the only way that I can think to make this real is to spin it. All right, so you got a daughter, I got a daughter, Stav Ricky's got a daughter. Yeah, imagine this now. Yeah, let's say when you get to a stage where you are having beaucoup money. Yeah,
you're affluent.
You've set up the trust fund and everything so that your daughter is now in this affluence. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
She's a ripe age.
I know where you're going.
She's done all of her educations and all the rest of it. She then meets a man that she wants to marry, and you're saying, I don't care who you want to marry. We have to do a prenuptial agreement because you know what the blood and sweat and tears that you've gone through to have to give her this legacy money, and you don't want any guy to just come Jamaican and just collect. He's from Ghana.
I'm not sure that I would.
But you know what?
I'm not sure that I would actually make.
No,
I'm not sure that I would do that.
Simple puts a big matter on this. It's different if it's her money. when it's your money, when it's your money, me as the parent, it's my money, and I want to give this inheritance. Because in that thing, the case I think it was the inheritance that she was gonna get from him that they were saying he can't have that inheritance. You know, that's my prenup type thing, that he doesn't take our inheritance money. Even though when they get married, he's gonna have it anyway.
Yeah, but if they get divorced, he's not taking the inheritance.
But that's what they're saying. But you could potentially
you take half
whatever you got when they have your assets. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but you only get inheritance when somebody dies.
Yeah, but you don't know if they might get knocked over tomorrow,
and then divorce. Yeah.
No, the inheritance doesn't have to. Inheritance could be part of a trust fund, and the trust fund has stipulations that it says it gets dissolved at when she's a certain age or whatever, and then she gets the liquid value of that or whatever.
I wouldn't force a man to sign a prenup
of your own daughter
to be with my daughter. I would feel like I failed as a father if
as a father.
Yeah, I would feel like I have failed at some point if my beautiful daughter cannot choose or cannot decipher or pick the right partner to carry her through the rest of her life.
Yeah, but I heard this,
people make mistakes.
No, it's not even that.
That's granted, but I'd like to think that I've done a half decent job, that she's not gonna marry a whatless guy who has no ambition.
I hear that, yeah, but what if? And I agree with you to a degree, but what if, because it happens, innit? Sometimes, as a parent, I think you would have lived certain scenarios over and over and over again by the time you get to a certain age, innit? So you will have different indicators for different types of behavior that might make you be able to spot this earlier than she would, even if she's she's down with the thing.
Yeah.
But you can spot something different, and let's just say that this person is one of them, is an artful dodger.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. And you're a Jedi Knight, so you can see Wagwan for the Wagwan. You get me? So you might just say to her, listen, I never ever tell you not to do anything, but on this particular occasion, if you're gonna marry this guy, I think you need to.
With that said, then yes, if I'm doing my due diligence on this guy and I'm doing my research on this individual and I can see that he is an artful dodger and a whatless person with no ambition, then yes.
I don't even think there has to be whatless, but anyway, Stav and
whatless or whatever,
and
just
simple. What would you do?
Just somebody who hasn't got proper ambition. You can see the devilish movements in his eye.
I don't think it has to be just that. I just think in the end, they may break up. They don't have to be the person's devilish. They don't have to be the person who's this, that, and the other. In the end, they may break up and shit might go pear-shaped. Simple and plain. It doesn't have to be all of this. I can see him looking for the money and all this stuff. It could just be, it's gonna go pear-shaped.
But you gotta trust people, innit?
No, I don't have to trust people.
And when you trust people, you leave yourself a little bit.
I don't have to trust them at all.
Well, I'm not about signing a thing if I'm trusting.
I know you don't want to sign that. You want that money.
No.
That's that hairline money right there.
What do you reckon, Steph?
Them Rooney money.
All right. I may not marry the woman if she's telling me to sign.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I may not marry.
Well, why not?
Because I'm marrying you.
So
why
do you want their money then?
I don't want their money.
So then what's the problem?
Because you ain't backing me.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This backing thing. All right. Do you think that every person should back every partner should back their partner against their parent? What if that beef really, really goes down? Who would you back? Your partner or your parent?
Nah, you got back.
Okay, I've been in a situation where my parents, with my first ex girlfriend, weren't fond of my ex girlfriend for very good reasons.
Not ex bang.
The ex girlfriend, my first girlfriend, my parents were not fond of her at all, for very good reason. So I can't hold nothing against them. And they said, because I proposed to this woman, and they said they're not coming to the wedding. Now, the wedding never happened. My parents were absolutely correct. But when they said they're not coming, I said, I don't believe you. Of course you're going to come. We're a tight family. I can't imagine you're not coming. And they said, nah. It's like in unison, It's not like they looked at each other and said, they said straight. One person said, we ain't coming. Another one said, yeah, we ain't coming. They just had a discussion mentally when I told them about it. And that was it. I accepted the fact that they weren't going to come. And I just said, fine, well, if you aren't going to come, then you're not going to come. I'm still going to marry this woman. So it had nothing to do with picking sides, but what they say is that you, as a child, you grow up and you marry in.
If it's got nothing to do with picking sides, why are you using this analogy, man? I asked you If it came down to having to pick between your partner and your parent,
when I say
who do you back?
So you're asking a different question now. So who do I back?
That's the original question.
No. The original question is, would you marry somebody with if they told you about the prenup thing? And
Yeah, but I didn't ask after this because it comes down to the case of the parent is telling them to do something, so she's backing her parent in a way, and you're saying that she should back you as a partner.
I don't count it as backing your parent.
What
they're saying is, because of me, you need to do this. It's not that they're telling her to do something that's got nothing to do with me. They're saying something that's intrinsic to our relationship, to our marriage. It's like straight away. This is what started as the wedding is starting. Straight away, your parent is there in the middle of our relationship, or in the middle of our new marriage life. So no, I'm your husband, or I'm going to be. And if you can't put me as your husband, as the person that's going to be leading the house, then go find somebody else that is happy to have your father be the head of your house.
Co-sign.
So I don't blame her. I don't it's not the worst thing that she can do in the world. I'm not saying what she's doing is incredibly bad. But what I'm saying is that I don't think I'd be happy going forward knowing that if it came down to it, when I'm telling my wife, you know what, we need to make this decision. And she said, well, my dad said we're going to make that decision. We need to invest in this way. Yeah, but my dad said we need to do that. We need to send our child to this school. Yeah, but my dad said we need. It's like, well, then go marry your dad. Because he's not your husband. I'm your husband. So it's not about the money. It's about the principle. And the principle is that me as a man, I want to be the head of the home. And if the start of the relationship, we're saying, well, really, I have this money. I don't even think you're going to steal it. I don't think you want it if we broke up. I know the type of man you are. But my dad said this. So I'm going to follow through on what my dad's saying. I hear what you're saying. It's cool. But it doesn't sit well with me. Go find another man to do that.
It's the principalities of the whole thing.
So you won't sign?
Because I'm not in a situation, I can't be concrete with it. But I don't think I would do it. I might get into the situation and feel like I love this person so much. I really understand it. I even like their parents. And I just like, let me let this one slide. Because maybe the parents have even had to sit down with me and said, we're not going to interfere with your relationship ever again. It's just this one thing that we always said. And it's got nothing to do with you personally. I might let it slide, but maybe not.
I just won't care, man.
I care. I'll tell you that I care. And it's got nothing to do with the parents. It's just to do with the principle.
I'll laugh at them, boy. I
live on principle. The principle of it just means something. It means something. And in the other example, me as a father, I don't think I would impose that on my child, because similar to what Mr. Wolf said, well, maybe it's not similar actually. I just feel that you're gonna have to learn from your mistakes.
I just won't give them the money if I didn't want to do that. I wouldn't tell them to write no prenup. I'll just say I'm not giving you the money anymore.
So then that means you weren't really giving them the money.
Who?
The child.
No. When are you ever just giving the child money?
When you give somebody something, you're giving them something, isn't it?
No, but the money's not theirs yet, is it?
Yeah, but I'm saying, so if you then remove your intention to give them the money, that means you weren't giving it freely. You weren't giving it.
I'm never going to give them freely.
Conditional.
If my child was a crackhead, I'm not giving them the money either.
Everything is conditional. All this, only love can be, because people say love is conditional. I say love is not conditional.
Yeah, of course it is.
But how?
What do you mean how?
We've had this argument before, man.
Love is not conditional.
He thinks there is unconditional love. We don't think there's unconditional love.
There's no such thing as conditional love.
Okay, we know your starts on this thing, man.
Well, who's we?
The whole podcast. We've had a whole big discussion about it one time.
On this season?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, speaking of parents.
Talking about that thing there.
As a father.
All right, yes. Speaking of parents, R. Kelly and his harem.
What's that got to do with parents? Oh, yeah.
It's the parents that went and G'd up. Like, our daughter has left us. She was 19 or so.
Now she's locked up in the closet.
We haven't seen her properly.
Madness.
Like, she's been gone for 2 years. She went to an R. Kelly concert and never came home. No, and what do you think about the situation? R. Kelly.
Did she go to a concert and never come home?
Yeah, I think she met.
Was that the story?
One of them.
Now you're locked in the closet.
Wait a minute. Let me finish.
One of them met him backstage at a concert. She's a singer or something. I think they might have exchanged deals or something like that. Maybe he said he could help her out. And then at some point, she's now in a home somewhere in wherever it is, Chicago or Atlanta. I don't know.
Chicago.
Chicago. And she's just there, potentially with other women.
About more than one.
No,
in the same home I'm talking about.
But the fact is,
have you seen that picture of the 3 girls that were in some type of
enclosed space?
Yeah, and the caption said, "Meanwhile at R. Kelly's house."
Yeah, that means that R. Kelly's one to peek at him.
R. Kelly's.
I shouldn't laugh, but if you saw the picture, oh my God, I was crying.
I actually don't think there's anything wrong with the situation.
You know what? Somebody else explained it to me. I was listening to another podcast, the Joe Budden podcast I was listening to actually. And the guy said in the Joe Budden podcast, what is the problem with this? And everybody's like, what do you mean what's the problem? He goes, this is pimp shit. This is exactly what it is. Because they were saying that all these conditions, apparently, that they can't look him in the eye when he walks in the room. They must stare at the wall and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is pimp shit.
And the man was like, what? Since when has this been something that we don't do? This is pimp shit.
That wouldn't have been out of place.
Who's we doing?
In hustle and
like
flow.
the pimps, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
like them man always talking pimping in America.
Yeah,
they're pimping this, pimping that.
Being a pimp is not good though, is it?
I'm not disputing that is good.
So when someone says what's wrong with it, it's pimp stuff.
But,
Like,
but in his eyes, there's nothing wrong with pimping.
Well, I didn't know about all of that stuff. I don't necessarily co-sign. Look at the wall, and you can't look in my eyes, and
pimp
you must pee in a can in the corner. I don't know what he's asking them to do. But end of the day, if he's not holding them under duress, and if they're adults, that's their decision.
See, another thing I heard is that this guy, like one of the friends, was saying that he's been chatting to this girl since high school. And it's like when she upgraded to 18, he just said, let me snap.
Grooming is grooming, innit? If you were grooming a chick, then that's a different story.
Anything R. Kelly does has to be known as suspect and can't be co-signed. So you co-signing R. Kelly is co-signing his whole career.
Oh, Lord. No.
In the closet.
No. I am saying that if an adult
was up in the closet.
if a man has game enough or money enough to collect a bunch of women, to have them in a home where he can go there and bang them freely as he wants and leave without harming them and without holding them there under duress, then I don't know why the women might do that, but that's their business. It's the same as the Playboy bunnies in the mansion.
It's not the same, man.
They get paid.
What if it's established?
I'm assuming that they're getting their groceries and their house paid for.
They're saying that this. Anyway,
is he making them pay rent?
I don't think you're understanding what they're saying is happening in the house.
Go on then. What's happening?
As I said, they're saying that they're held captive, that they're not allowed to go out.
So when I said they're not being held under duress, that is part of it.
Yeah,
so
but he is being held under duress.
Then I don't co-sign it.
Then stop adding your extra filters in there to say if this.
No, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
That's what I'm explaining it to you now, innit? They're held under duress. They're not allowed to go out. Even when you see the video of when she's talking about how she's being freed and she's fine, you could see her looking in the corner like to say,
"That's not pimp shit."
Can you? Am I saying the right things? Somebody's in the back of the corner there watching her, making sure she's saying the correct shit. Trust me, this situation, whether or not I don't even care if he's done it or not. I just want something to happen to him because of it. Because the man still did pee on a 14-year-old girl and he still got free for that. So deal with him from this situation as well.
I've said on this podcast before. I don't know why you people is enjoying R. Kelly's music still. I'm putting money in his pocket.
Putting big money in his pocket because R. Kelly makes bangers. You know what, yeah? Let's be real. I don't understand how he did it. I don't know what he did. But after that sex thing, he brought out Chocolate Fanny, Chocolate Factory, yeah? Chocolate
you
Factory,
got Fanny on your mind, bro.
And Chocolate Factory had bangers. Ignition Remix was a banger. And people just couldn't deny it. It's like you wanted to deny it. You know when they tried to deny Jesus? It was harder to deny Jesus than it was to it was easier to deny Jesus than it was to deny Chocolate Factory at the time, bro. It was easier, bro. Man was dashing Jesus under the bus. Play that Ignition Remix. Don't matter how hard you tried, man.
What time was it? How many times they were going to deny him 3 times by what time in the morning?
Well, you got me there, bro.
You're the church guy. You should know this. But so they denied Jesus, but they couldn't deny the chocolate.
Couldn't deny it. Trust me now. Play step.
I've never listened to that.
Do you know what? I've never listened to it either. But you heard Ignition. The remix to Ignition.
Do you know what? Do you know why?
The album's bad.
You know why he's a sadist as well?
Why?
Because check this out, yeah. You see with this whole controversy going on, he just released an album the other day. What's it called?
What?
Black Panties.
Oh my god. Now, when he said he was the Piper, that's when he just took the piss, man.
The album is called Black Panties.
He's trolling everybody.
Everyone. That Piper thing was the worst. But then there's something I heard about him that could identify why he's like the way he is. He was molested when he was a child by a man and a woman, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, and then I've read some other thing. I don't know if this is correct. That he said that he thinks that molestation is hereditary or something like that. He must be passed down. So I don't know, but he's obviously I think some woman slept with him when he was about 8, and some next man slept with him as well when he was a child, and obviously that's affected him in some way, and I'm assuming that's what's made him such a sicko now. But we need to put him down, man.
The sex fiend.
We need to put him down.
Well,
we need to put him down.
All right.
Put him down. Put him down, fam.
This is nothing.
Like he's a dog.
Put him down.
The thing is that there's a legal system in it. So Michael Jackson had a whole heap of things hanging over his neck regarding to children, molestation, grooming and whatnot. And there was a apparent conspiracy with the police trying to get on him, and they made so many mistakes similar to the ones that they did with O.J. Simpson. Did Michael Jackson do the things that he done?
Yes.
Well, there you go. You understand?
You think Michael Jackson was a pedophile?
Well,
yes, Kendrick. Yes.
Well, there you go. There's the Michael Jackson thing, and then there's this R. Kelly thing. People need to be held accountable for the things that they're doing, so it has to be done properly. You understand? Take him to court and flipping convict the guy.
They took him to court
and do it properly. Well, what's happening?
Who?
No, he got for this kidnapping thing.
This recent thing.
Oh no, this one they're trying to sue him. I think. I don't think they can even. What can they do?
So
unless the woman says
you have to press charges, innit?
Well, how can you? What you can press charges?
Only
on?
she can.
She's charges on kidnapping.
No, but she's an
false
adult.
imprisonment.
She's an adult,
and she's come on the show to say that she's fine.
Well, then
her thing looked like an ISIS video.
Well, because I saw the guy, like you could see on her chest the reflection of someone kind of waving. Don't say where you are.
He said it looked like an ISIS video.
I was waiting for the music to come out in the back. You know they have the music sometimes.
Have you watched ISIS videos?
What, me?
Yeah.
I've seen some on the news. And they usually got like a soundtrack to it.
But they have a masked man in it. So R. Kelly used to wear that mask as well.
Exactly. It's a jump Pied Piper. Well, that's me, man.
But you know what?
I did like that song.
They're not gonna get.
That's what I'm saying.
They're not gonna get the guy because according to them, he hasn't done anything wrong.
He hasn't done it. Nothing's gonna happen to R. Kelly, man. So he needs to be put down.
So how do you know that he's done?
When you say put down, what are you talking about?
I mean, put down, as in erased.
How do you know for sure that he's done something wrong?
Huh?
How do you know for sure?
He pissed on a 14-year-old girl and ate her ass out. What? Yes.
Yeah, but what happened there? Yeah, but what happened there? Did he get acquitted?
He got acquitted because the girl didn't turn up at court.
Boy, I'm not saying that he hasn't done it.
Again, that might be mind control because she wanted to. She was going on like she was in love with him. It's the auntie that was the one that was the
snitching.
Plus, remember he married Aaliyah when she was 15 as well. Come on, man.
Yeah, but how can you marry a minor in the?
Because they lied. They lied about their age. So and then he went to go. Then he went to go and write age ain't nothing but no. This guy needs to be put down, bruv.
I'm not defending the guy, but I'm just saying it has to be done properly, man, and put him away.
These police are shooting random blacks. They're not shooting R. Kelly.
That's what money gets you, man.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's why you can't. That's why I'm listening to what you're saying, Mr. Wolf, and I'm thinking you can't really go through the courts with this type of thing because.
So what do you do?
No, because the thing about court, it's not about justice, innit? The court's about money, innit? Who's got enough money to string the thing out and who's got enough money to spin the case.
And OJ had all the money to get him off murder, but not quite.
OJ didn't have that much money again by the time he was going through the courts again, man.
Of course. And that's why I went to jail.
Well, the second time for the
for stealing, flipping.
You know what's so funny?
Sports cards.
But you know what's so funny? His own shit. That's what. You know what's so funny? The second one was the one that he should have got off of.
Yeah, of course.
No, because
so what do we think about OJ? What?
He sold the stuff to the person and then went to go and steal it back. That's what happened.
I think it was stolen from him.
No. I believe he sold it because he couldn't have the money or something. Then
he admits he made a mistake, so I think.
Okay. Well, he's just got off. OJ has just got off on bail. So we are in October, I believe. After 9 years.
9 of a 30-year sentence.
Why would you give somebody 30
years for stealing something?
Because he was trying to get him for the murder.
Exactly. That's all that. Yeah.
Murderer.
So there are people doing celebrations that OJ is out,
and there's people
who's celebrating that OJ is out.
And there's people that are upset that he's coming out as well.
People that remember the Rodney King beatings and the original, Furman?
Mark Furman, the bastard.
Yeah, planting stuff.
They should shoot him too.
But the glove didn't fit. OJ didn't do that.
The glove didn't fit.
And some people still think that OJ didn't do it. Some people are saying that there was a third friend.
Was his son that did it?
That got killed. No, another there's a third friend that got killed later on. Like there's a bunch of friends. I know he worked at a restaurant or something, and she was there. And there's a friend that then also got killed. So it's like there was something going on. And obviously OJ was wherever OJ was. It's got nothing to do with OJ at that point.
It was the Kardashians.
Unless he paid somebody.
It was the Kardashians.
Has they been wrecking black people since the 80s?
From the 80s. Kardashian. You remember they said that he slept with the Kardashian mum.
Yeah.
And that's when his whole life went downhill as a black man.
Who's that?
OJ slept with the Kardashian mum.
They say that the Khloe Kardashian
you don't know this?
is OJ's daughter.
Shut up.
That's why they said that she looks like she does, innit?
Oh my God.
You know she was at his trial.
I didn't know that.
And the one that's turned into a woman. They were both there at his trial.
I never expected
Which,
it.
the new trial?
What, the new trial?
No, the original
The
one.
original,
Yeah,
the
because
original
her
trial.
dad was one of the lead lawyers.
Was the lawyer.
You don't mean it.
They
were friends.
His best friend was Kardashian's dad.
Yeah.
So then
yeah.
they used to have parties. So apparently he was banging the mums, innit?
See.
She's been liking black penis for a long time.
So you haven't watched none of this OJ documentary or the OJ?
Are you crazy? You got to watch the People versus
have
OJ, bro.
to watch it.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
have
I
to
never
watch
expected it.
Listen, I was a full Nigerian when watching that program because I was screaming at the TV,
Chineke.
doing cartwheels in this room, watching this program. It's fantastic. And then the documentary is just as good.
I need to watch the documentaries though.
Oh, yeah, watch the documentary.
I haven't watched the documentary.
It's wicked.
But I've seen the People versus OJ, and that is just bad.
They're both as good as each other.
Bad.
And you know what? You know there's a bit where all right, it's a slight spoiler for anyone.
Can it be a spoiler?
Excuse me.
It's a real life thing.
Okay, but basically there's a bit where in the People versus OJ, which is a serialized reconstruction of the OJ case, there's a part where they say OJ was having dinner with his friends.
Hang on one bomber clock minute.
Yeah.
How is it possible that you're able to spoil a thing? I ain't seen it, but every time you watch something I've watched, or you haven't watched something and I've watched it, you don't want me to spoil a thing.
Because for one, it is real life, and for two, it's not really gonna bother you. I doubt.
I'll say the thing that you're saying, man.
So he's at dinner with his friends
Because you've seen it.
and there's a bunch.
It's
And
the OJ trial. It's not something I can go put on BBC
He's
One
at dinner
tomorrow.
with he's at dinner with his friends. Go on.
no, we're 2 hours. You blame me.
Shut
And then, so yeah, some white guys say, "Oh look, there's a bunch of niggas and OJ." And OJ apparently gets excited because he's like, "Listen. They said and OJ." He's like, "I'm not one of them." And you think, okay, this is just it's just a program. It's just they're fleshing things out and they're making things funny for the program. Then you watch the documentary, and the person that was there with him said, "Yeah, that's what happened. That's what actually happened.
And you know what?
They didn't change it.
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Yes. So that is where that line comes from.
Okay. Yes. OJ Simpson thought he could come out of the place and not be up darky until they put his ass in jail.
So he really did not want to be a black, or he really wanted to identify as white.
That's Kardashian pussy,
Is it that
man.
he
It's a
wanted to
disease.
identify as white, or does he just not want to be a nigga?
No, he was identifying as a white.
No, he wanted to be. Maybe you know what?
Them
He
big
wasn't
ass cat,
proud
you
to
lot,
be
you
black.
live-
You could say that he just wanted to be part of the popular, safe culture. And that wasn't the black culture.
It's
like,
known in America that he was not proud to be black. That he wasn't about that. He wasn't about that life.
not until the court case.
Yeah, and then everybody backed him, and all of a sudden he was a black man, innit? But everybody, being all the black people, just did not want him to go to jail. Partly because of what happened.
Is this 30, or did he just not want to be a nigga? That's what I'm asking.
Nah, he was not identifying as a black man.
What do you define as being an N-word then?
No, I'm saying when I say that, I mean,
What do you mean by that?
as in he didn't want to be defined or related to or called that word.
No. Even from school, college days when he was playing college football,
He was a bounty, rude boy.
He was
That's
linking.
what he was.
He wanted to move in them circles.
You weren't about
So
the
the thing
black
that's
life.
what I find weird is who's the other guy, the guy that used to play baseball, who now looks like a completely different human being.
Sammy Sosa.
Have you seen Sammy Sosa?
Sammy Sosa or Ken Griffey Jr.?
No, Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa. Have you not seen him?
I know nothing about Sammy
Don't know who you're
Sosa.
talking about.
I don't even know.
He broke records with home runs, and he now looks white.
He doesn't look right. He looks like he looks like the Have you seen Prometheus?
Yes.
He looks like one of them.
Oh shit.
That he looks like one of them.
What?
Stav Ricky is just
We could get up the Sammy
Googling him
Sosa.
now.
And you look at the before photo and after photo.
Oh yeah.
He
know
look,
him.
exactly.
He looks like the ghost who walks, man.
Mom, raw.
He's a Haitian Dominican.
Yes, right.
He fully looks like Blade.
Yeah, you have white Dominicans.
Oh no, he's taking the piss.
He's
man.
taking the full on. Look at him.
who's the ragga artist that done that?
Cartel.
Vibe Cartel.
Vibes.
No, all of them have done it. Cartel done it. Alkaline done
Vibe
it.
Cartel.
All of them,
man.
you know.
Cartel done it.
Alkaline's the one that
with
tattooed his eyebrow.
he didn't tattoo his eyes, but yeah, him. What's his name again? The other one.
Popcorn didn't do it though.
Not Popcorn.
Mavado didn't do it though.
Mavado didn't do it. Busy Signal didn't do it. Bounty Killer didn't do it.
Is
Tommy Lee did it. Tommy Lee Sparta.
Uncle
Lee, man.
Okay. We got a question sent
This is
in.
all foreign to me. Yeah, that's not that foreign.
We got a question sent in by a listener. The guys that made Game of Thrones want to make a new series that takes on the idea of the Confederate South winning the war. That's the US Civil War. And what America would be like if that had happened. Should black actors audition for the role? They'll mostly be slaves. If we were actors, would we audition? It's a shame.
Web slinger.
Yeah, Web Slinger's not around.
Web Slinger the slave.
Again, he's overseas partying in some house rave somewhere. So F him. So
I think for the thing is, actors out of work is not a good look. You understand?
They're gonna get jobs in it.
Anyone out of work is not a good look.
Yeah, but that is such a difficult profession. I've known actors that have found it hard to find work, and they just want that big break.
Mr. Wolf would do it.
Mr. Wolf is making excuse for his cloonery straight away, man.
Not at all.
You would be there blacked up.
Not at all.
You would be more blackfaced than you are now. innit?
Not at all. I wasn't even
White
going
lips,
down that.
everything.
I wasn't even going down that road. I'm just saying that there are a lot of actors that find it hard to find work, and I can understand why they would decide to play that role.
But would you do
as
it?
a slave? No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't, bro.
Should
No
they
chance.
then? Should they? Because first of all, should they do it? And then secondly, would you do it?
Depends what kind of background they come from. If they're like OJ, then they're gonna do it, ain't they? If they're a little bit like me, then no chance. I think your break will come eventually, but when you look at a lot of these famous and big time actors now, whether it's Will Smith or whoever, they've done things that maybe they regret, or they've done gay scenes or whatever that perhaps they wouldn't do again.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Wolf?
You're asking me because you don't believe my answer. Why? That's what I want to ask you.
Look,
Oh, no.
why are you?
Why do you
Why are you
don't
preempting?
believe me?
Why are you
because
preempting what I'm
that's the
saying?
case, isn't it?
That's what women do, that preemptive business.
Tell me I'm lying.
No, it's got nothing to do with that. I was going to ask you a question because I remember earlier on in the seasons he was going on about roots this, roots that, and then all of those people that are black, they were playing slaves.
Okay.
Would you have told them not to play slaves?
It's a point there.
Is it there?
The reason why
Crying like a little bitch.
No. But you got to remember the reason why I said I do not
Condone?
No. The reason why I don't mind the new roots coming out. I can understand why people are why people would play the role of Kunta Kinte.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So it's more to educate those that don't know.
Okay, let's use 12
kids.
Years a Slave then instead. Do you think that in 12 Years a Slave, those guys should not have played slaves?
I haven't seen that film,
They're the slaves in it. Black people are slaves.
I don't know, man. Some actors need to find work. I can understand. I've said that I can understand why actors will take on the role. Should a mass of actors who have potential to find other roles take that role? Perhaps not. But I can understand why actors out of work would.
Do the thing. Do the thing. I don't see no problem with the program, first of all. So that wasn't part of the question, but obviously it's inside the question. Otherwise, you wouldn't ask the second question and the third question anyway. So inside it is like, is this program even all right? Or I don't agree with this program. So I got no problem with the program, first of all, because it's a what if situation, like Marvel Comics, what if, and I don't have a problem with the what if. There can be other what ifs. If everything was always one sided and it was always what if, like a white supremacist or racist person got their wish, and this is the kind of thing that they would want to watch. Like this is how I wish life would be, and all the programs that come out, all the what ifs seem to be down that kind of line. Then yeah, you'd have an issue. But in this case, isolated, there's nothing wrong with this idea. I actually like the idea of it. I like the idea. What would it be like?
It's interesting.
Like that's the point. It's interesting.
I don't trust white people.
That's a separate issue. For me, when somebody gives me the idea, what if the South won the Civil War?
Why didn't we do what if?
No, hold on. Let me finish.
What if Hitler succeeded and wiped out all the Jews like he wanted to?
I think there's a film about that already.
No.
There's definitely a film about.
I think there's a film
about if white people were slaves to black people. I've seen that.
What's that? White Man's Burden
or something like that. I can't remember what it's called.
That was the film with Travolta in it as well. Isn't it?
Yeah. So they've done that. They've done that reverse.
They don't. It wasn't.
So what do you mean it was reversed? Is this what they done? I don't know. As I said, I just don't trust. I don't trust white people with this type of situation where it could lead people to start thinking, what would happen, and then start deciding they want to carry the thing on.
What I would find really interesting is if they did what Hollywood likes to do, which is to be whitewashing stuff. So they did this film where the Confederate South won, but they cast all the slaves as white people
and blackface them.
No, don't even blackface them, because you notice when it's about black kings, deities, and all them kind of things, they're quite happy to whitewash up the thing and their own business about it.
The Man in the High Castle.
They don't turn them out. The Man in the High Castle is not about that. The Man in the High Castle is about if if America lost the war and then they split America into 3 zones or some shit.
Who did they lose the war to?
They lost the war to the Germans, but
to the Nazi Germans and the Japanese.
That's the war. It's not. I'm talking about this direct Hitler something.
The Jewish people are murked in the. Have you seen or read the book, The Man in the High Castle?
No. I've seen 2 episodes of the series.
No, they don't. The Jews are still hunted. Yes. You have.
They still exist.
But it's the same as what you're saying with this one. It's almost exactly the same.
So if the Man in the High Castle, the Jewish, the Nazis won, and yes, they split America into
3 zones.
Well, I know the 2. One part of it is like Nazi America, and then the other part is Japanese America. And I don't remember. I think maybe there's like a middle bit or whatever. But it's not. The point is that's what happens, and the Jewish people are either in hiding or they have to pretend like they're not Jews. Because they can get murked. So I knew there was stuff. So, but the point is, I like the idea of that what if. They made a program about it. They made a book. They made a program. So this is another thing. It's about blacks, and it's on the other side. So what do you think? Should the people do the acting? Do you have a problem with the program itself? Speak on it.
I don't like the program itself. I don't like the fact that we're quite happy to just be doing slavery shit all the time. And if they do the program, they should whitewash it like they do everything else. Let me see some white slaves in there playing black people. Let's use our imagination to imagine that they were black, the same way we have to do with when our other stories are being retold.
Okay, so you're against it?
I'm against that shit.
Well, hello.
I don't like how Jewish people.
I said I don't like the idea because I don't want it to give away what ideas. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to entice them to think that they can bring this back up again, if you know the situation. But I think it's, I don't know, when I first read it I was just like, again, everything's slavery. Everything when it comes to blacks to do with slaves. So that's the thing that's bothering me. Like anything black has to involve slavery unless it's made by black people, which is then tends to be a lower budget type thing. These guys are the guys that do Game of Thrones, so they're going to get bare money to do this program.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's just going to be another program about slaves again, man. I'm done with it, man.
Why didn't they do a thing where the Zulus beat the British? Or, you know what I'm saying to you?
You haven't answered whether you guys will play the roles of
No,
slaves.
I won't play the roles of the slaves, man. Unless I was seriously had no money and I had to feed my children.
If I was an actor, I would do it.
I know you
Simple.
would do it.
No.
It depends what the role is. If it's a strong person that starts a rebellion, because we don't know what the story's about. It could be that it could be modern day, and then there's a Nat Turner type character that starts a revolution in the modern day, even though there's some sort of slavery now or servitude, and there's a modern day character that starts a revolution who was a slave. And if that's me, then yes, I'll start a revolution. Yeah, why not? Why not?
All the extras in the back.
But yeah, what if you played nigga number 5?
I don't know.
Yeah, they gave you some doo-doo role, man.
I don't know, but
paid
Stone cracking nigga 7.
I'm not gonna say I'm not being in the program just because of what the program is.
You say that.
Well, that's what they'll put them down in the casters.
Each program comes down to on a role-to-role basis. You could say, would you be? Would you could say, would you be on the bill? And you'd be like, of course I'd be on the bill. But you're going to be criminal number 3. And you'd be like, well, I don't want to be criminal number 3. So it's got nothing to do necessarily with the program.
Cracking nigga number 7. God dear.
No, I think it does depend on the role. Yeah. It depends on a lot of factors, man.
Yeah, so because I don't have those factors in front of me, I'm not just dismissing it and saying I wouldn't do it because I don't actually have a program with a problem with the program in and of itself.
It's to be expected, to be honest, when people are given this kind of money and Hollywood has an idea of putting something like this together. It's not a surprise, is it?
What do you think is the 2017 Negro spiritual?
Probably an R. Kelly song. I am a mountain.
Yes. Yes. Wow. He might actually be right.
He's right.
And what's the chorus for that song again?
I believe I can fly.
No, that's the thing.
And another spiritual too as well.
I am a mountain.
I am a rooftop or something.
Why are we singing R. Kelly?
God knows, mate. You're cussing a guy and you're singing.
All right, let's move on.
Listen, I don't acknowledge that version anyway. I acknowledge, man is a bad man. Bad man, no. That's the one I acknowledge. Elephant Man version. You get me, Rasta. Elephant Man.
Simple. You sent a question in.
Really bad man.
Hopefully, we answered your question to your satisfaction.
Ghanaian.
Simple Simon, you sent in a question. Go ahead.
Read it, please.
Should we endeavor to retire our parents, or is it their responsibility?
Yeah.
So should we be looking after our parents in the old age? They should lick 60 or whatever it is and say, I want to retire, and then we should start looking after them.
No, that's not.
That's a simple answer for that one. I think he's trying to say
question,
should we retire them? Should we be going out their way to make sure they don't have to work?
Hold on, what's the question, Mr. Wolf? Then
should we endeavor to retire our parents? Should we help them retire early? It's not looking after them. You're looking at them.
So if you retire your parents and you help them, what are you doing?
You're giving them a lump sum to enjoy their life.
That's not looking after your parents.
Okay, fair enough.
What number was that?
No, you know what I was thinking?
Number 7.
I was actually thinking that maybe you were talking about caring for the parents and actually looking after them in that form when they're elderly and they can't look after themselves.
Another word of caring is
looking after. Yeah. So in that
number
case,
7.
then
I'm not a number. I'm a free man.
You're number 7 still. He's dumb nigga number 4.
Why are we using the nigger, the N word all of a sudden? Because too many times, man.
Because it is in reference to the discussion that
I'm blaming Griff because he used it when he was here.
He did actually.
A bastard.
No, it was needed. I think it was in reference to something.
Yeah.
But anyway,
shout out to Griff the Joker, by the way.
It's a good question.
Check out his podcast.
This question,
Griff's brain dump.
This question, strangely enough, it didn't come from another podcast, but something someone said on Not Everyday podcast. Something one of the guests on there.
Shout out Not Everyday podcast.
Shout out Not Everyday podcast.
Catch them on SoundCloud.
You see me? Something that one of them said inspired the question from me. So I just thought I'd put that out there as well. You know.
Shout out, man, like Wavy.
So
why do you call himself Wavy?
Who knows, man? Maybe his legs is weak.
You missed leg day. I'm saying, so yeah, the basis of the question is about do we feel that level of responsibility? Do we, or have we even thought about it?
Yeah, I think about it. Like, I think that I don't want they're already retired, so I've failed. I failed already. But I don't think that they should have to look after themselves financially. I think that we should be able to look after them. I think it should go full circle. I always say that by the time your parents get to a certain age, they become the child and you become the parent in a way. So, yeah, you should be able to have enough money to say that, you know, you don't have to do these things. You know, I should be able to take care of you in that capacity. But you also want to have your parents that's had enough money that they don't have to have you to look after them. It's like a catch-22.
Yeah, you're very right. It is like a catch-22, and that's how I was thinking about it initially. But and this is where the but came in. They're from the generation where we can say arguably that they had things a lot harder.
They had a lot of things handed to them if you were British. Yeah. We're talking about
talking about first generation Nigerian parents.
Yeah, that's not the same.
It's
bro.
not the same. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot harder.
Yeah, so we have to decide whether or not, are we going to take into consideration the fact that, they had to work a lot harder to get where they got.
They started life again in some cases.
You get me? So I would endeavor to do it. I failed in doing it, but I still would, look after my parents when I can.
It's every child's job to look after their parent once their parent gets to a certain age. But you would hope that the parent has enough money to look after themselves as well. But it's not just finance. I know we're stretching the question out a bit, but obviously if they cannot look after themselves physically anymore, then that also becomes a burden on you, and that hopefully could be something that you can take on board. And that's what you want to do. Personally, I wouldn't want to put my parents in a home or anything like that if they couldn't support themselves. My parents live by themselves now, their children have moved out. And if they, for some reason, God forbid, couldn't support themselves like physically, forget financially, and they needed help to do food and, grocery shopping and, whatnot, I would like to be able to say that we will look after you. Like, my wife and I are in a small flat, and we're looking to get a bigger place. And my dream is just to get a house big enough where I have houses on either side for her parents on one side and for my parents on the other side, because that's the way I feel it should be. I would love for that to be the situation. So, Black Jesus, please give me lottery win. So
my daddy will be knocking your door, boy.
Listen, but that is what I want. The houses I even look at, they all have like second. Well, the ones I'm looking at in dream world, like not the ones I'm actually looking at, like I'm gonna move to, but the ones I'm dreaming of is the ones where they have a second place there,
like a back
blackish,
house.
like a blackish.
Yeah, like an outhouse kind of thing. Yeah. So
guest
something
house.
like that. Yeah, where
Like
it's just they're just there, and I can look after my parents, and that is a dream.
Yeah.
That is like that's the dream. That's the way it should be. That's what I think.
Whole house for a pool,
Trust me.
Pool house, Jesus.
Boy, I would say it's a catch-22. Yeah, I think that as a parent, I think that you have a responsibility to lighten the burden on your child when they grow up. But at the same time, if you're in a situation where you can't take care of yourself, then without a shadow of a doubt, your child should be in a position where they can do that for you. But not every grown adult finds themselves in a position financially where they can even take care of themselves. We live in a society where, where one wage slip away from going into debt or something like that.
And those grown adults end up living with R. Kelly.
Well, that's what I mean. It's crazy. We're in a society that it doesn't help anybody. So as black people, we don't like to send our parents to homes. Do you know what I mean? We like to take care of them. But sometimes it's very, very, very difficult. Like you're saying, Steph, you live in a nice little pad here, but it's not one where you could maybe fit your parents in.
Back in the day, boy, they would fit.
It was just
You have no choice.
Squeeze them in, boy.
They would
One
fit,
time.
boy.
You'll make room. So that's the thing. Simples, you?
Oh yeah, I've been looking at my parents, innit? I've been watching them, and I'm fortunate in that my parents are kind of young, by comparison to people that are within my peer group and that. And I'm out here thinking to myself, boy, I don't want to see them going to work no more, man. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. That's the thing. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
See, my mom didn't work for ages, so her retirement was just like another day tomorrow. It was Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But obviously for my dad, it was another situation, man, because when he stopped working, you could see his body just changed.
Everything changed, didn't it?
He just became a different human being.
And that's the other side of it. I know that if that purpose goes out of their lives, then the whole thing shifts.
Yeah, they need to
But
go and do something, innit?
I feel a level of guilt. I feel a level of guilt about it. Well, it's not guilt. Maybe I feel maybe a burden, if you like. There's a light burden on my shoulders, I feel, for that one.
You get a lot of people that have to take parents in, and it can,
I don't want them living with me. I don't want them living with me. No.
And well, that's the thing, innit? It's
I don't want them living with me.
How does it
this
work if parents are split?
this is part of the reason why I kind of encourage people to have more than one child, because if you have one child and then you get a situation where, I don't know, like the parents,
Insurance policy.
I always say you need to have more than
There's-
one just in
there's-
case one is waste.
there's a lot of different factors in it. So if you've got a sick parent, and you've got 4 siblings, you know, you can kind of share that burden between you. If there's only one, and there's a lot of situations out there where one, maybe 2 or whatever, and one doesn't want to do anything, one doesn't want to help, and the other one is the one that is taking care of the parents. I know a lot of people that are in that situation.
This is why
it's not a good one.
This is why I agree with Brother Polite. You need to have as many children. I'm joking.
Brother Polite.
You need to have as many children with as many.
Who's embracing that whiteness?
Polyamorous, whatever they call that relationship.
Because some of us do not want to send our parents to old people's home.
I've been threatening my dad with that one for a long time.
Well,
anytime he says anything I don't like, I just said, yeah, I got some brochures for you.
And he puts one witchcraft on you.
You get me? Has he not given you a backhand for that?
He's already done it.
What? Me? you are talking to me?
He's already done it. That's why I can't afford to retire him early.
I just want to take a quick time out just to big up some podcasts, because we all listen to plenty of podcasts on social media. We're all talking amongst each other.
Let's chat about their podcast. Let's have a chat about podcasts.
And we get bigged up on other podcasts, and we just realised we never really big them up too tough on this one. So we're just taking this moment out to big up some fellow podcasts in the UK. Is urban scene alright? Because I know people don't like the word urban. I've got no problem with it because everyone knows what it means. But so we got On The Low. They're one.
Yeah. So we had the host of On The Low, one of the hosts, Yvette Henry, on one of our podcasts. I can't remember what episode it was. But yeah, she was on the podcast.
Yes.
So she's very vocal about her podcast. Very, I can't put it. The thing about her is that she listens to a lot of podcasts, man.
Yeah, she does.
And she takes it in. She goes at it. She's working towards building her brand, and I got to salute her for it, man. So salute Yvette and the new On The Low podcast host
team.
I salute the old On The Low podcast host as well.
Yes, but the old and the new. Yeah. Apart from the ones that don't wear gele.
Oh my gosh,
that's the last time I'm gonna mention it.
That is a sin though.
I know, it's serious.
You get me? You get me? You hear that one there, simple,
I like it.
It is a sin there, innit? You get me?
You smart.
She's been very vocal in promoting us, so thank you, Yvette, as well. So that's On The Low podcast. Also, we have Chatting Ish.
Oh yes.
And that's with SA and
Victor Meldrew
and Mikey Connected.
All right, if we're gonna say the names of everyone, let's say the names of the other hosts, innit? So on The Low, the other one was the Cinti.
Yeah, Cinti,
and she's got a blog as well. A couple Cinti.
Yeah.
And the new host,
Ms. Perry.
Yeah,
Ms. Perry.
Okay, well done.
At Ms. Perry,
because I would have had problems.
Yeah, so they're the new host.
All right, so Chatting Ish is another one. There are guys.
Mikey Connected.
Yeah.
Mikey Connected. 1, 2.
Wahala's been on their show.
Yeah, I have.
And hopefully them guys can come on here at some point. And so Chatting Ish is 2 guys just going backwards and forwards on current topics.
Very good podcast.
Yeah.
I like that one. I do like it.
They have
Mikey,
different dynamics. And them guys is good.
They're doing it for the culture.
So yes, they bigged us up as well. And they have special guests on their show, which that we like to hear also. So so big up them. Listen to their podcast. Next we got
the Man Them podcast.
The Man Them podcast.
Yes.
And I'm not even gonna try and give all the names for them.
I don't even know all their names, fam.
Yeah.
Let's big up LB, man.
Yeah. LB.
Big up LB, man.
We met LB. And you guys, can you say your names on the podcast? Because there's so many
big up Mike P, because he's an Arsenal fan, and he's the one that's always chatting Arsenal. He's always chatting that Arsenal crease. Yeah, big up Mike P.
What podcast is Griff on?
Griff is on his own podcast. It's called Griff's Brain Dump.
Griff's Brain Dump.
Yeah.
Griff's Brain Dump is a podcast where he's on his own.
On his phone.
On his phone, on his own.
Yeah.
And it is a very, very... The thing with Griff's podcast, it's one of them ones where I think either you love it or you hate it. But I love it. He is very entertaining, very funny, he's very factual. And with his facts, he's very entertaining with it.
He's very observative.
Yeah, very good podcast.
Very
observative.
It's not the right word, but just roll with it. Yeah, observative.
Pinpoint accuracy when he comes.
So his wit is not for. That's what I'm saying. His wit is not necessarily for everyone.
Yeah,
but the way he delivers is fantastic, man. I love him. And
you got to love a man that laughs at his own jokes.
Yeah, he does
the whole way through the podcast.
You gotta love it. And salute him. He's got a couple of comedy shows coming up as well, so try and check out his Instagram page. Go to darrengriffiths.com and he's got all this stuff on there, so salute him for that, man.
All right, so just back to wow, that made a noise. the Man Them podcast, just because we want to give you your time. Yeah, them guys, we met a couple of them via an event that we all did, and they're young guys.
About 7 of them, I swear that.
I know when they talk and you realize these guys are young. When there's certain things they say, you realize, wow, I'm old. I feel old.
The mumble rap and are proud of it.
And they just seem intelligent and they have their heads screwed on and
they got jobs.
Yeah, and it's like most of them got women. It's like people them age, do they even have women anymore?
Do their jeans sag below their backside?
I don't think so.
I think they wear tight jeans, them guys there.
Yeah,
That's even worse, bruv.
Oh,
what's worse, sagging jeans or tight jeans?
Tight jeans is worse than sagging jeans.
Yeah,
man.
but then they're sagging tight jeans.
I might even pull my son's jeans down.
They are.
They're
do
sagging
that.
tight jeans.
Yeah, they do that. I don't understand that one.
How in life did you get to the what paths did you take? Yeah, what decisions did you make in life to get to the point where you started wearing sagging?
Do you look back
straight jeans
in the 80s at the way that you dressed and thought, oh man,
no,
they look right.
I'm a legend.
Neither do I.
No, but the way
I
that
look
we
at myself
dress-
and think, yeah, I looked good.
But the people in the 70s might though.
They were flares that came back in fashion, innit?
Listen, do you not remember the man from House Party? What's them guy's name?
Kid and Play.
No,
Yeah.
I smell pussy.
Yeah, but
What's their names
generally Americans can't dress
Full
anyway.
Fools.
Yeah. My days, Full Fools was the worst dressed people on the planet, bro.
I'm talking about us here in England, man.
Fair
We
enough.
got a good dress sense, but
We do.
I'm thinking those guys in 15, 20 years' time, they're going to look at their
Some mans might look at click suits a
tight-ass
bit dodgy, though.
jeans and think, what the hell was I doing?
Remember click suits?
Not necessarily.
I remember click suits. I still got one.
Roll-ups,
Diamond socks.
diamond socks. and
Not
roll-ups.
everyday pod.
Not everyday podcast.
Not everyday podcast.
Yeah, as I said, big up Wavy.
Wavy,
Wavy
Kim.
done.
Silent George,
Kim.
and the homegirl Kim,
What did he?
Kimberly in Wonderland or whatever it is. Yeah,
Big them up, man. They're new podcasts. They're
Yes.
like episode 10 or something. Like episode 9, 10.
they're not even. No, I think they're about 6.
Yeah, they're just starting out.
They're
So,
relatively new.
so guys, if you can, listen to their podcast as well.
Yeah, they stick. Their topic is they pick one topic and they deal with that the whole episode. And
The porn topic did entertain me though, because they did mention
Some legends, isn't it?
they mentioned some legends, but the guy what's the guy's name? Prince Usher that wears the knee pads.
Yeah, and then he pads on his Timbs.
Yeah,
And he broke his dick 3 times.
yeah,
has he?
Yeah.
yeah. He broke it, man.
And then he tried to crowdfund the fix on one of them.
He broke his penis, man.
Oh no!
The girl was riding him. I think cowboy style and broke his penis.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I always say, but them knee pads, I don't get it, man. Like, is he getting arthritis in
It's
the
a
pussy?
trademark, isn't it?
Hold on. A man broke his dick.
Yeah, in half.
Thrice.
Fuck that, man.
Next
The
podcast.
idea of that is just
Next podcast.
cringeworthy, bruv.
Dem Man Dare podcast.
I don't listen to that, so I can't really.
I've
comment.
not heard that one.
No.
Savage Dan is savage.
I haven't listened. to
Savage
that one.
Dan's not actually part of that podcast,
Hey,
though.
but he's on there. I've listened to him on there. Which one is he on?
Savage Dan is not on a pod. He just because he's an engineer, he's on
He
every
float-
podcast.
He floats. Yeah.
But yeah.
I like that one. That one's alright.
But yeah, so that's my list anyway of the ones that I listen to. And then obviously you got people
like
like
Sounds Legit podcast.
yeah,
Sounds legit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, big up motherfucking T.
Yeah.
If you want crud, you know what? I love that word now. Crud.
Crud.
If you want crud, listen to the Sound Legit podcast.
Yeah, and dude is that's a proper drunkard. Yeah. Oh, on the low pod tried to be drunkard like that, but they can't
He
do it.
drinks
They can't match.
D&J, right, man.
Off the cuff is another one.
Yeah, off the cuff. Again, not one I always listen to, but yeah, them are another ones that's doing their thing.
Tea and biscuits.
Oh, Tea and Biscuits is actually entertaining.
Yeah.
When I listen,
You lot listen to more than me.
yeah, when I listen to Tea and Biscuits, I don't always catch Tea and Biscuits,
Yeah.
but when I do, it is entertaining.
Do you know all these people?
No.
No.
Okay.
What's her name
We're just
again?
showing some love, man. The receipts.
What's her name
The
again?
receipts, yeah.
Yeah, receipts
yeah.
as well.
Obviously, free shots as well.
Yeah.
I don't think we even have to mention free shots. They were going Claire's, but
Yeah.
that's another one that if you want to listen to a podcast where people are just chatting.
Yeah.
Sherelle Blue. That's her name.
Yeah, Sherelle's Bree's the one that does Tea and Biscuits.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's women.
Yeah.
No, yeah, one girl. I think she's got a co-host, but I don't know the co-host
I
name.
think she does receipts as well.
No,
Who does receipts?
that's Ghana's Finest and a couple of other girls. I don't know what the couple of other girls are.
Yeah, there's 4 of them all together. I met the Ghana's Finest lady, and yeah, so their one is like it's almost like the female equivalent to us.
Okay.
Yeah, where they go in, and it's I understand why women like listening to our podcast so much, because they get an insight into what it's like just being a fly on the wall when there's a bunch of men talking and they're not around. Because that's what I felt like when I listened to the receipts. It's
Okay.
like, wow, they're saying this stuff. I'm used to being around women, but there's the conversation is always going to be slanted, even if there's a bunch of women and you're there. It's never going to be like there's no man there. But when they're on this podcast, it's like there's no man there, and they will happily talk about their periods business, yes. The blood is entertaining. So is that the end of the list? You know, actually, there's one more I want to add on, and it's called Skip to the End, and it's a film podcast, and they're not in the urban category, but I actually think they're potentially the best UK podcast that I listen to, and that's just why I'm going to add them in. It's a film podcast, and it's very entertaining. It's 3 people from somewhere up north, not far up north because they don't sound strange, but not London, and 2 guys and a girl, and they just review films, and it's very good.
The last one I'm going to add is Mostly Lit. It's a book podcast. There's a book podcast.
Yeah, reading is fundamental.
Yeah, I do like that podcast. I do like it. I don't remember the name though. That's the thing.
Palaver podcast.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Palaver.
Yeah,
them man are sporadic.
It's very sporadic. Well, that's the same as some of the other podcasts we mentioned.
Sounds
as well.
legit as well. Yeah, it's sporadic. But Palaver, big them up.
Yeah.
What I like about Palavers is that it's coastal.
It's coastal. So it's America, UK. Big up man like Don't Get It Twisted.
Yeah.
AKA Father. He knows why I call him Father.
Why are you calling Father? Is it a private thing?
No, one time we went to a wedding, yeah, and he came in a turtleneck. And he looked like a priest. so I called him Father from then on. But yeah, big him up, man, big him up. So yeah, we got a couple podcasts there for you to go and listen to. Obviously, listen to us first, innit? But there's a couple other podcasts to listen to.
We just want to share the love. We want to big up all the people that are doing it and tell them that we were here first. But yeah, we just want to we support. This is what we should be doing. We should be supporting each other and bigging each other.
And I think that's what we're quite good at what we're doing at the moment with us as a network of guys. We try our best to, promote. Well, some of them probably don't even know who we are, but we listen to their podcasts and we try our best to promote them. And a lot of the other guys, they do the same thing for us. Then they go out of their way to promote us. And I think that this UK podcast scene, especially the urban, as we call it, podcast scene, is starting to blow, man. And I'm glad that it's happening. I'm glad that we've got our voices now. And we may have places now where we don't have to be worrying about hearing, a one-sided objective of how they think of black people because we got our own voices now.
Yeah.
So let's continue to do the thing, man.
Get into the point now where we're kind of dictating the narrative, innit?
Yeah,
rather than
man.
having it being dictated to us.
And we're contaminating each other's podcasts as well. We're all going on each other's podcasts.
Trust me.
Yeah, trust me. Griff
Spreading them crabs.
Griff is a podcast whore.
The actual whore of Babylon.
He will sell his voice
cup
to anyone.
is filled with filthiness and fornication.
Because he goes solo, innit?
Yeah, and we love him for it.
He goes solo,
but
so
yeah,
he can go anywhere.
Big everyone up, man, that's doing it. The ones that's coming. Miss T soon gonna come through with a podcast as well. Don't know when that's dropping, but she says it's coming soon.
Yeah,
that's gonna be good.
So when she comes out, salute her.
Is she solo as well?
I'm not sure. She can hold her own podcast if she wanted to, though.
She can talk in a room with nothing else in there. She could do the job. This week there's been some. So we're dwindling to the end. So rather than start a whole new topic and then have to cut it off before we get good, it's just social media has been popping this week more than most in terms of last week's episode.
Yeah.
And, but there's been big conversations.
Oh yeah. There's
been big conversations. So it seems like the topic of how you should treat a link is quite a popular topic, and a lot of people had their say in what you should do, conduct, what you should say and what you shouldn't say, if you should reveal numbers and whatnot. And social media is popping. If you hashtag ESN pod, you'll find it on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram, but definitely Twitter. We were going in. I think I seem to upset some people inadvertently myself. I don't know how, but it happened. And so
I think people are getting confused though between link and seeing someone. It's two different things.
This is what I was saying in the beginning anyways.
A link is somebody you just bang to link up and bang, innit? Seeing someone is seeing there may be a potential to go into a relation. Yeah? So I would treat somebody that I'm seeing completely different than maybe I might treat a link. Yeah? But all of them should still be treated with some form of respect.
But giving gifts is not necessarily respect. But
I'm not saying it's just about gift. Why does everybody focus on just the giving gifts?
Because that's the part where people say, well, you're crossing boundaries, and that line is
no. Some people say you're crossing boundaries just by taking them out of the house.
Yes.
Well, this is
Mr. Wolf said yes.
Stavros is saying, I don't feel bad about it. I wouldn't change it. This is what I did. This is the type of person. I think what it is that people have such low.
Is my life.
Is my life. Never in life would you have thought that with that accent you could have got to the top of the charts.
Yeah, I think so, man. Every uncle was going clear that day, man. Passports was flowing.
I just think that what is wrong with treating people nice?
Women,
I mean,
you need
I
to
just don't get
demand
it.
more, because what has happened is that you are leaving men to be such waste. You're expecting such waste that when a man treats you nice, you think, wow, this must mean something more, because men just can't treat you nice anymore. It's like, I expect waste. This is what I deserve, almost. And if you treat me nice, then clearly you think I'm extra special because you bought me something or you took me somewhere. And it's like, no. You know, there's another podcast I listen to where a man says, listen, women always fall for him because when he does things fantastic, even though he's just banging. He says, when I go out, I wear the finest clothes, I drive in the best car, and when I go and eat steak, yeah, am I taking you and you're going to eat a hamburger beside me? He said, if I'm going to eat steak, which I do, then you're going to eat steak with me, innit? That's just the way it is, and I'm the same way. I just live legendary, so when I'm doing something legendary, and I happen to be taking you with me, then you're part of the legendary life for the night, innit?
Right, there's one thing that me and Simple did used to discuss, and we didn't actually bring it up last week, which potentially could go against almost everything we were saying.
What's that?
Me and Simple always said, you cannot bang. We always said, if you break up with somebody you love, yeah, you need to take very good time before you sleep with another woman, right? And the reason why we say that is because when you then sleep with the rebound chick, yeah, you may still be banging that girl the same way you banged your woman. And that's two different levels of banging right there. Because if you bang her the way that you banged your woman, you're going to bang her with that same emotion that you banged your woman. And she will then take it as, he likes me that same way.
I'm not in all that, man.
I'm saying you have to be careful how you bang.
Right. You have to be.
I think there's a different emotion when you bang. If you as a man kind of intertwine the two with your ex, and then you still feel emotional after splitting up with her, and then transcend that emotion into just a link, and that's your business, mate. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, if you've told the link that you're just a bang.
Yeah, but
she's just a bang,
okay, remember, Stav said that he at times gets the hot rag and wipes them down. Are you hot ragging the
all of them,
link?
Tumbleweed.
Are you hot ragging the link?
Stavros will admit blatantly, and this is where the social media can come at me. It can happen.
If you're hot ragging the link, even I'm gonna look at you sideways.
Listen.
Listen, Linda.
Listen. I'm putting my mouth to the mic right now. I want you to hear this. When I bang even the link, I'm banging them to the point that they will melt. And if that melting means they fall, then unfortunately they fall, because that is how the banging should be.
Are you getting the hot rag?
No, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. When I mean melt, I mean melt. I don't just mean they bust. I mean they should fall for me anyway. Basically, they should fall for me. Even a link should fall for me, because that's how I'm banging you. I'm banging you to the point you're gonna fall in love with me, and I know it's gonna happen. And I did it on purpose.
Gaza.
You're not right in your head. On the subject though,
that's how you should bang.
On the subject though, nearly didn't mention it. On the same social media, some girl put out a video. I don't know what her name is. She put out a video asking a question about the same kind of scenario. She's saying, like, if you're linking somebody and a guy's linking a girl, the girl has a genuine problem where she has some financial distress or what have you. She's saying that she thinks that woman has the right to ask for financial help from the man that's banging her, and he should give it to her because she's opening her legs and giving him the fangita.
I think it depends on the individual, innit? It's like me, personally, if I have it and you ask, I'll give it to you. But then you gotta know, as a woman, if you're asking from a certain type of man, you kind of like know the answer that you're gonna get in it. You may be apprehensive when you're asking him because you think this guy might actually say no. I'm the kind of guy that if I have it and I'm spending my quality time with you, I'll give it to somebody
I'm not even banging, so it's not even a big deal. If I got it and you're
Even if
asking
you-
me and you're cool and I'm cool with you and I'm gonna get it back, I'll give it to you.
This is comes back to the personality thing I was talking about. It's just this is the type of person that I am. You'd be a friend.
Yeah,
and
I
I'll give it to you same way.
I
Whether
think
you're
people-
female,
I think that some
people
women
remove that
I think
friend
there's
business,
some
man.
women or even some guys that think that if you're just banging a link, that you're treating her like a slag or like some
Throwing the
whole.
condom at her
No,
when
you-
finish.
or-
Did you
No.
say you throw the condom at her
throwing
when
the
you
condom
finish?
in the
Take
face.
this.
Exactly.
take this. But hold on,
You're a savage, bro. Why are you like this?
just before you continue,
You
Mr.
could be
Wolf,
filthy and all sorts.
yeah,
and
you
it's
should
all good.
you should treat them like a whore and a slag.
Wow.
In the bedroom.
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
Of-
You may
I-
continue.
yes.
You may continue because
I hear that.
I don't want it. I don't want you to continue and like that's like you shouldn't do that. You should.
Yeah, you
should.
treat them like a whore and
Yeah.
a slag in the bedroom.
Yes.
When you finish or when you see them out on road.
After you've thrown a condom in their face.
Why would you throw the condom in the face?
Fatality.
That's proper filth, bro. That's proper filth.
There you go.
You just treat people with
There you go.
respect, man.
Gargle my kids.
I don't. There may be some guys or some women out there that have been on the receiving end of an individual that treats them like shit because they're a bang. You need to choose better then.
Innit? I just
Choose
think they're a
your bang
human
better.
being, man.
Choose your bang better, innit?
Great, salute them as a human being.
Yeah. I don't.
Buy them that food, man.
All right.
Fuel them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that is us done for another week. Episode 30 is finished. Let us say our church notes and our goodbyes. I'll leave Mr. Wolf because clearly he's interested in Simon. So simple Simon.
I can actually. I am ready. It was just that Yoruba proverb. It is you can manage to have a bad wife, but cannot have bad in-laws. I was looking for it. It was my mum that actually sent me that. But anyway,
Was it a WhatsApp text?
it was a WhatsApp text. My mum's sending emojis and all sorts now, but
Did
You
your
know,
mum send the
like sad faces and all that stuff. You know,
big
what I
up
mean?
the African mum and dad networks that's sending out all paraphernalia of madness through WhatsApp about Chinese rice that's plastic.
Yeah, chain messages
Yeah.
and all sorts.
Salute them.
Yeah, man. Anyway, this is Mr. Wolf. Catch me on Twitter on It's Yummy Online. I tweeted today regarding
He said it like
the
it was a
Sky
revelation.
the Sky News presenter.
I did it too.
I tweeted.
And you
Yeah.
know what? She retweeted me.
She retweeted
I never
me, yeah.
expected
I
it.
never expected that.
I didn't know you can send message from one phone and it can go to the world.
That's it.
Everybody has now this message.
Can we just take
I never expected it.
Can we take a moment to just let the audience know that Mr. Wolf came in tonight and said, "What's trending?
That's it.
What is trending?
I kind of broke it down, but yeah.
Mr.
Uh-oh.
Wolf
Uncle
holds the
said-
phone away from his face and types with the other hand. That's Mr. Wolf.
When it comes to Twitter, I'm not.
He takes pictures
I'm
with
not,
iPads.
I'm not frequent with it. That's definitely my mum and dad, bro. Standard,
I
bro.
don't know why they have to take pictures with iPads.
know.
Congratulations on your tweet.
Yeah, I got a nice tweet and a tweet back and a few likes on my tweet from them Sky News presenters. Two black Sky News presenters were doing their thing, reporting at about 6:45 or whatever it was this morning. I took a screenshot and I tweeted it. I thought it was nice. But anyway,
Groundhog Day.
yeah, man. It's Yemi Online on Twitter and on Instagram. Yemi's Insta. Boom, bad man thing.
Congrats. Simples.
Gaza. Yeah, Simple Simon at Simple Simon FB on Twitter. You can get at me, man. I'm there. I try to be there daily at least. Why not?
And for Wahala is at Big Wahala on Twitter and I at Big Wahala on Insta. Salute. Have a good week, people.
You can catch me at Stavros Bus on all social media. And you can catch us collectively at ESN Podcasts on Twitter, on Instagram, and search for Eloquently Saying Nothing on Facebook. Hashtag ESN Pod, that's ESN Pod, on all social media, and just join the many conversations we're having. Try and join us at ESN Podcast actually on Twitter, because there's a bunches of questions that get sent out and nobody answers them, and I just feel lonely. I feel like I'm wasting my time. So just answer some of them questions, like holler at us, join us. Wahala wants you to talk on SoundCloud,
Yep.
even though it doesn't respond, but
I do respond.
Okay. holler at us on SoundCloud. We got a lot of new followers on SoundCloud actually, so thank you. You can also rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Please do so. And I think what we should actually do is rate and review everybody else, some of the ones that we just mentioned.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should actually go out of our way to actually rate and review them, because they all are same as us for the rating and reviewing, and it seems nobody wants to rate and review. So please do that for us. It'll get us up the list and out of the urban links and into the big wide world. So yeah, thank you very much for listening to episode number 30, and we're out.
What happened to Kevin Hart?
Is it me this time? Because I never do it. If you ain't saying nothing, say it well. Oh, you got it.
Can I do the thing?
Slack for life. No, talk about Kevin Hart. What do you want to talk about Kevin Hart?
No, I just see it says, damn, that's crazy. What's happening with R. Kelly, Usher, and Kevin Hart? It would be a shame if somebody rapped to that.
Kevin Hart, yeah.
What did he do?
All they have is a video of him chatting to super girls in the car. That's it.
Tugo.
That's all he's doing.
Did he go to a hotel?
No, he's just there in the car chatting with them. That's all they've got. And suddenly he's cheating on his pregnant wife. Blah, 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 blah. Obviously, they were both when it was. Obviously, 5 a.m. in the morning as well.
Listen, the moral of the story is don't talk to white girls in cars.
Have you seen the Blackish where they got the white girl in the lift?
They could be Kardashian.
Go in the lift.
And they leave it.
Everyone leaves.
You know what's so funny?
She almost got.
You know what's so funny? I've had that kind of situation. Not a child, but